Same thing. Texas just lit a fuse. Arrest warrants for Democrats? Really? I mean, civil or not, this is a political note. And right at the center of the blast zone, we have Jasmine Crockett. Now, she's loud, she's been reckless, and she might have just handed the Texas Republicans the win of the decade without even knowing it. Watch closely, because what you're about to see isn't just Democrats spin again. It's the sound of a political empire cracking in real time.
As the motion prevails, the sergeant-at-arms and any officers appointed by her are directed to send for all absentees whose attendance is not excused for the purposes of securing and maintaining their attendance under warrant of arrest if necessary until further order of the House.
Oh, wow. Good question, though. Do y'all think that we'll actually see any of this play through? Or is it just,
Members, under the rules, while the House is under a call, any member who wishes to leave the hall must have written permission of the Speaker. The Chair is providing written permission to be entered in the journal for each member registered as present on today's roll call to leave the chamber and return tomorrow at 1 p.m. Please return at the appointed time. Mr. Guerin moves that the House stand adjourned until 1 p.m. Tuesday. Is there objection? Chair hears none, and the House stands adjourned.
And there you have it. I mean, that's not a debate. That's an execution right there. Democrats wanted to play runaway politics, right? Texas said, fine. We'll bring you back in cuffs if we have to. And here's the Dosno one connects. When your only move is to flee, you've already admitted you can't win in the arena that you swore to fight in. That's not courage. That is simply surrender wrapped in theatrics. And while the House is moving in with the warrants, Crockett decides to double down on what she does best. She's doubling down on the theatrics.
I don't say ultimately. I never say ultimately because I don't have a give up attitude whatsoever. But right now, the governor has decided that he wants to waste more of Texans' resources by deciding that he's going to send out the troopers. And listen, I don't even think that he's going to do that. I think he's just talking. Earlier today, I posted a copy of the warrant that was signed by the Speaker because it's the Speaker of the House that can put the call on the House, not the governor. And no one came to get me last time. In fact, it is a cute little warrant that has a cute little frame on it. And so they like to talk a big game. But the reality is that, number one, you have a lot of intelligent attorneys that actually serve in the tech. I don't say ultimately.
Oh, she's daring Abbott to send the troops. Daring them, huh? Tell you what, I don't think that's confidence. That's performance. Because, I mean, Here's the truth. She knows jurisdiction stops at the state line. She knows this. So it's easy to bark when you're safe behind Illinois and New York governors promising to shield you. It's easy. But you got to ask yourself, if this is really about protecting democracy, as the Democrats so love to do, why hide behind the borders, friendly borders, that is, instead of standing on a House floor to prove your point? And when the posturing isn't enough, some in her circle try to turn this into a personal brawl with the governor.
I'm a lawyer. A part of my practice is criminal defense work. There is no felony in the Texas Penal Code for what he says. So respectfully, he's making up some shit, okay? He's trying to get sound bites, and he has no legal mechanism. And if he did, subpoenas from Texas don't work in New York, so he gonna come get us how? Subpoenas in Texas don't work in Chicago. He's gonna come get us how? So let me be clear. He's putting up smoke and mirrors, and I'm hopeful that the media doesn't follow that. I will also say this. I'm a lawyer.
I'm a lawyer. This is the Democrat fallback. I mean, when your argument runs out, you just attack the person. Okay? Man, all that head movement. I know I do this a lot, though. Now that I showed you, you can't unsee it. But look, they can't defend the map, can't defend the walkout. So they pivot to calling the governor names, hoping the soundbite drowns out the fact that they abandoned their posts. But remember, these are the same people who claim nobody is above the law. Remember? Every time Trump's name come up, it's that. Unless, of course, it's them dodging the rules. And speaking of slipping up, Crockett just gave away more than she meant to on national TV.
There's a clip of Jasmine Crockett, who is only famous for being so dumb, which is funny. She doesn't know that. But that, if all Republicans ignored her, she would have no attention at all. But the reason that Republicans don't ignore her is not because she's a worthy opponent. It's because she's amusingly stupid. And she was recently on MSNBC, and she was talking about ID mandates for mail-in ballots. And she said,
So unfortunately, we've seen our numbers fall now that they have these voter restrictions in place.
to which I say, you're not supposed to say that in public. If there were fewer mail-in ballots because ID was required, that would sort of suggest that you used to have maybe, potentially, some fake voters and fake ballots.
Ooh.
So you're not supposed to say that.
Oh, man. Crockett basically admits voter ID laws reduce mail-in ballots for the Democrats. Then gets mad that anyone noticed. I mean, Scott Adams, he's right here. You're not supposed to say that quiet part out loud. And this is why we're amused by her. I mean, yeah, keep trying to prop up, make her. She's gonna be the Democrat nominee. Oh, okay, cool. I mean, but all of this hints at something Democrats sweat doesn't exist. And I don't even know if I want to say it, but I'll just say, bad ballots. If your ballots came in when you required ID, what exactly was happening before? But instead of answering that question, you know what happens, y'all? Crockett turns the heat up with her usual over-the-top comparisons.
They understand that we have a Timu Hitler in the White House right now that thinks that he is going to become the dictator of the United States. Well, I got another thing to tell you, sir. They understand that we have a Timu Hitler in
a Timu Hitler. Trump equals Hitler. It isn't just lazy anymore, y'all. It's desperate. It's how you avoid talking about redistricting maps, lost corporate donors, or losing your seat entirely. And here's the irony. Accusing Trump of dictatorship while you run from a vote is peak projection. I mean, at its peak. And that donor angle? Yeah, she let that slip too. Oh, and it's telling.
District will change if these maps do pass.
Yeah, so my district, what they did is they did a thing that they packed my district up and then they cracked minorities from another community. And so what they did is they've increased the number of African Americans in my district. But while they were cracking out persons from another community and packing them into my community, they also removed all the economic engines, which is yet another red flag. This means that I don't have Southwest Airlines or JSX Airlines or Dallas Love Airport or Downtown or AT&T or Goldman Sachs, and the list goes on of amazing companies and corporations that I'm typically bringing in to make sure that we can talk about economic opportunities for the people that live in my district, including getting rid of the medical center in my district as well.
In response to this plan, we've seen Democrats in states like New York and California say that they would look into redistricting as well. Would you encourage them to do that?
I absolutely do. We are in a fight for the soul of this country.
Oh, man. Oh, when she talks, it's just getting a little sleepy. Realized I ain't get enough hours on the clock when I was laying down. When you hear her talk. Whew, but she's not mad they added more black voters to her district. She's mad they took the corporations and the airport. You want me to translate that for y'all? Do I really need to translate? Okay, here's the translation. My donors are gone. And with them, my leverage went. So much for serving the people, right? It appears it's about serving that checkbook. And Rock Crockett is making it about her pockets. The panic is starting to spread across our party.
You guys want to know the real reason why the Democrats are making such a big deal about the redistricting of Texas? It's because Jasmine Crockett could lose her seat completely. Al Green could lose his seat completely. 2 other Democrats are going to have to compete against each other to win their seat, and only one gets to move forward. And a 5th Democrat will have to win their seat against a Republican in what will become a Republican district. So long story short, they don't want to lose 4 to 5 of their Democratic colleagues. But what they didn't tell you is that the Democrats have already done this with 8 different states, causing a total of 6 Republicans to lose their seats, while the Democrats gained 5. And that's all just over the last 10 years. But that's besides the point. How did the Democrats decide that they're not going to let Texas redistrict their map? They all fled the state. They all said if we're not here to vote on it, then it can't happen. And that shit's illegal, so they've been ordered to come back or get arrested. But regardless of all that bullshit and drama, I don't know about you, but I could definitely live the rest of my life with a smile on my face if I never have to hear Jasmine Crockett's voice ever again.
Oh, man. I mean, you can hear it. You know, the fear is definitely losing. I mean, they have this fear of losing power. Yeah, you know, because if Republicans flip even 2 of these seats, the national map changes before 2026. This isn't just about Texas. This is about control of Congress. And the Democrats know this. They know it. And here's where the criticism starts coming from inside the House, literally from voices they can't dismiss as the other side.
Speaking out against Jasmine Crockett makes the devil mad. I know that might be a bit much for some of you, but there is a reason why we face so much opposition when we tell other black women that they don't have to be like her, that they don't have to project consistent anger and jealousy and envy, that they don't have to constantly be angry at every single person for all of the things. Jasmine Crockett is perpetually full of evil intent and anger. That is why a lot of us are even confused as to how she got the way that she is. She is a girl who was taken care of by her parents from surface level. She went to some of the best schools that St. Louis had to offer. Her father is a preacher. The only reason or only way you could explain her behavior at this point is that there is something inside of her. There is something inside of her corrupting her at her core. And some people might call that a Jezebel spirit. Some people, may say she needs therapy. There's all types of ways to explain it. But the thing I want you to note is that when you speak out against something like that, something that is so deeply rooted and ingrained in a culture of women, to the point where their own men don't even want to marry them, to the point where people don't want to employ them, to the point where people don't want them to live in their neighborhoods. When you speak out against that spirit that's keeping them divided from society, there will be opposition. There will be opposition. There will be men who even look like they're supposed to be in support of those women, speaking up to keep them divided. There will be women fighting to keep hold of that spirit inside of themselves. Keep speaking out. Keep speaking up. And keep doing your best to liberate more and more women from the bondage of that spirit. Amen. That dwells inside of the Jasmine Crockett's, the Ayanna Presleys, and the Maxine Waters. It looks the same. It looks the same every time you see it because it is the same. And it's okay if you make it mad.
When someone from your own community says she doesn't represent us, you can't call that racism. Come on, man. Excuse me. Christian Maxwell, she nailed it. Anger, envy, constant hostility. It's poison that isolates you from your own people, for sure. Crockett isn't a symbol of empowerment. She's a warning of what happens when performance matters more than results do. And if you think this is just a Texas fight, New York's already gearing up to play defense.
These brave public servants are taking a stand, a strong stand, against a blatant power grab that's happening in their state as we speak. And this will have implications, not just in Texas, but for our entire nation and its future. And I have news flash for Republicans in Texas. This is no longer the Wild West. We're not going to tolerate our democracy being stolen in a modern-day stagecoach hoist by a bunch of law-breaking cowboys. Americans don't want a system that's stacked against them. They believe in fairness. It's fundamental. Rigging the system is un-American. But here they are, flagrantly breaking the rules so they can hold on to power. With that power, they're going to inflict even more pain. But here in New York, we will not stand on the sidelines with the timid souls who don't care, will not invest their heart and soul into this battle. And that's why the gloves are off, and I say, bring it on.
Oh, man, this is bigger than Crockett now. Governor Hochul calling Texas
these brave public
stagecoach heist. I can't even say it. But it's definitely pure theater. Because, well, but it's also a declaration. Democrat governors will shield their own no matter what the map says, which tells you everything. This isn't about fair representation. It's about holding on to power by any means necessary. And same thing. If you can't win by the rules, the only way to stay in the game is to change them for them. That's the Democrat playbook. So here's the takeaway. Jasmine Crockett isn't just losing it. She's losing donors. She's losing a map. And she might be losing a seat. The warrants may be civil, sure, but the political damage, that's going to be permanent. If you haven't already, make sure you follow me on X and Rumble so you don't get the filter version of any of these fights. But y'all the reason that we keep swinging. We got to see what our next strategy, what our next move is. Or we might just be looking at self-destruction. Real quick, let me go ahead and shout out the 4X Club. You already know the shout-outs are coming right now. You already know it. You know it. Shout out to Gino Fam. Shout out to Look, a name should be here. Shout out to Edmund Maulong, 9116. Benny Bailey, 6493. Helen Roman, 6422. Angel M, 4258, and Cindy MC, 7875. I sound like a robot over here, man. I sound like a bot. Y'all be safe, please. Go check on somebody today. You can quite literally be saving their life. Peace.